Hey YouTube, I'm Kenneth Ryan, and I'm here with another episode of Talking About Stuff. Today is another day where I have to apologize for not having a topic pre-planned. I've been very busy at my job. I've clocked in just shy of 40 hours this past week. I work today. It's a lot. So I'm sorry that I've been mostly thinking about my job and not so much about my YouTube. Forgive me. We're gonna have to pull a topic out of thin air again, so it's not gonna be that great. Oops. Whatever, right? Stuff happens. Actually, something that I actually texted a friend this morning was like, I need topics help. So my friend Bethany gave me a list of topics, and the one I'm choosing to talk about, which I've never even thought of, so this might be like a 2-minute video at most. Maybe, who knows. Anyway, she was like, oh, well, why don't you talk about, filming in such a small rural area and the limitations and stuff of that. I was like, you know what, that's interesting, because there's a lot of cool stuff about filming in a small area, but there are a lot of limitations too. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, benefits / limitations of filming in a small rural area. I'm going to guess I start with the good, right, and get to the bad later, or something like that. Some of the benefits mainly is filming on location is really easy, because it's easy to get to your locations. Anytime you go out into the nature around a small town, it's usually very pretty. We do have a lot of nature trails where I live, and there are a lot of cool shots you can get there, and a lot of just pan out of nature, and it's just gorgeous. And you go a little ways that way, actually, from where I'm sitting, it's that way, and we have this beautiful park campground area with beautiful ledges. It's gorgeous. So filming in those areas, you get tons of beautiful shots. Another thing is, if you're filming on location in town, this town has 3,000 people, maybe just shy of 4,000, I'm not sure, or just over 3. I haven't looked at our population sign in a while. Anyways, it's really easy to film on location because there aren't a lot of people here, so a lot of times you're going to have an area to yourself. If there are people, it's kind of easy to just maneuver around them and not be in their way. Of course, I don't do a whole lot of exterior shots, or I didn't with Roommates Season 1, which is the only super planned series I have. The things we're filming now, there are outdoor on location shots, but again, it's super easy to work around the people that are already there, so that's a benefit of a small area. And it's easy to get everyone together too, because the location is less than a mile away for everybody. Sometimes a person lives just out of town and they have to come in town, and that kind of sucks for them. Sorry about that, but it's easy to get to locations. It's easy to work at the locations. It's easy to do anything on location. Downsides, there's quite a few. First of all, it's very hard to find people who are willing to work, act in a production, and that's to be expected. When you live in an area with less than 4,000 people, what are the odds that you're going to find enough people to put on a production that aren't just your friends helping you out? That's what my friends do. They help me out. I'm trying to think, who do I know that's actually super interested in acting and they want to do that for their job outside of me? I don't know. I don't know anybody. Or if I do know you, it's slipping my mind and I'm sorry. But a lot of times that's what you have to do. Another thing is, when you live in such a small town, obviously you're not working on a production with a professional budget, so everybody has a job that they do, and when you have to work around schedules like that, it's hard to even find time to film. But I guess that applies anywhere, even if you're filming in a bigger city. If everybody else had a job that wasn't just the filming, it'd be hard to still find, it'd be hard to still find what you're looking for. Another thing that makes it a bit difficult with filming in a rural area is, this town, city, whatever, doesn't really look that impressive. So if you were to do a cityscape shot, it's not going to look like a big city. And even if you were to say, like, go to a big city, film a cityscape, like, wide shot, and then, like, do all your core filming in the town, it'd be pretty obvious that that town is not the city, and it does limit, like, when you're writing a thing, you have to keep in mind these characters are living in a town because that's where you have to film, so you can't have them being like, oh, let's go to the arcade. We don't have an arcade here. We'd have to go far away to go to an arcade, and that would be inconvenient, and, like, working with a business would be a bit hard because they'd have to be willing to let you work in their business. You know, it's a bit complicated. It's a bit like that. So, like, exterior shots are definitely mostly nature, but that's fine because nature's very, very pretty. Basically the big limitation is finding people, and then making sure you work your scripts or whatever around what you're working at. Another big limitation is you're not going to have a studio. I don't have a studio, and my friends have a studio. I don't even think there are any studios in this town at all. So I wouldn't be able to set up a set there, or I wouldn't be able to just set an area where we would work. Plus, it would cost a lot of money, which I don't have. Quite frankly, I don't have it. I don't think my friends have it. If we pooled it all together, we probably wouldn't be able to do it. So having a studio is no-go in a small place. You'd have to go somewhere bigger for that. Which, hey, dream in the future, maybe, right? Fingers crossed we get a nice place that we can work at. I don't know, and by we, I mean me and whoever works with me at the time. Because I don't know who's going to be working with me. Maybe it'll still be my friends. That'd be cool. I don't know if it would even tie into anything that they want to do for their professional living, but maybe it'd be cool. Who knows? We'll see, right? I'm just, I'm doing what I normally do, and I'm just, like, jammering, and you just gotta deal with it at this point. But yeah, there are definitely limitations. Another big one, which is something I'm encountering a lot of trying to work around, is if you are trying to work with someone who lives outside of your town. Like, I'm trying to find time in a schedule to work with someone who would have to do about an hour drive just to get here to work on the productions. And she said she was willing to do it, but the thing is, we need to, by we I mean me, I need to find time that works with her schedule, that works with my schedule, that works with everyone's schedules, and then we need to incorporate, it's gonna take an hour for her to get here, so she has to plan to be up an hour ahead of time, and that's kind of unfair, and I feel bad about it, and whatever. I'm kind of rambling about something that doesn't even relate to working in a rural area, but you gotta deal. But yeah, I don't know, like, I like it because it's quieter and it's easier to keep the noise down, and it's easier to just sort of do things because you're not really being assaulted by noise pollution, light pollution, blah 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 pollution. Basically, everybody's in bed by the time the sun goes down. You got, like, the teenagers that are kind of up, but there's a curfew, and anybody who's a young adult is probably, like, at work or asleep at night, so that's nice. And even during the day, like, parks are gonna be busy. Everywhere else is gonna be pretty, low-key, not a big deal. And you go to the nature trails, you might encounter, like, hikers, but it's like you let them go past, and then you do what you gotta do, and it's whatever. So, I don't know, there are benefits to small towns, there are also hindrances to small towns. Basically, the biggest hindrance is finding people who are interested in working on what you want to work on. So basically, if you live in a small town and you want to start doing, like, sort of scripted filmed YouTube productions, you are definitely going to have to employ your friends, or hit me up. Because whatever, I'm always down for work, right? Employ me. Yeah, so, I don't know. I don't even know if this video is worth watching, but I'm putting it out there. Maybe you have come to understand, some of the behind the scenes of working on my stuff, or you yourself have encountered these struggles, and, words are coming out of my mouth, but I keep tripping on them, but maybe you've encountered these struggles yourself, and you're just like, yeah, I feel you, man. Power to us. Boom, right? What was that? I don't know. Maybe, hey, here's an idea. Maybe things will be easier if you leave me a suggestion down below, somebody, so I don't have to beg a friend at 9 in the morning and be like, I need an idea, help. Yeah, so, there's that. like I said, leave a suggestion down below if you have a suggestion, and I will talk about it. Like the video, the thumbs up button. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I have awesome new stuff coming out every week. And stay tuned for scripted shows eventually, and obviously this and Fanfiction Friday are all things that are going to be coming out. So just stick around, and maybe next week I'll have a good topic that isn't boring and isn't just me rambling about limitations that I have. Oops. Sorry, guys. Yeah, but until next time, stay awesome. I'm rooting for you. Bye!